Hi guys, and welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video I'll be doing my round 4 last review of the Geelong vs Hawthorn AFL Fantasy Easter Monday game. So before we get into it, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, especially with some big videos coming out in the next couple of days, especially with all the chaos that has happened in the backline. The trade targets will be a must watch, and you'll see my team review and my team preview for round 5. It is coming up soon, so let's get into the video. So first off, we'll go through Geelong, and Jezza Cameron had an outstanding game. 137, he scored 29 as his low in the third quarter, and that even included 2 goals. He just looked outstanding on the day, and the only thing he pretty much did wrong was run into the umpire in the last couple minutes of the game. Other than that, he had an outstanding game in 137, and he's the type of guy that he's almost worth getting in, even though he's a forward. But I think just at that price, he's a no-go at this point. I mean, let's look at Cameron's. He's averaging a ridiculous 115, and he's gone 85, 138, 101, 137. So, I mean, it's just the problem of, is he actually going to score well enough if he doesn't get the goals? He's coming up against West Coast. He should do well there. Sydney, I'm pretty sure he plays well against them. The Bombers, he should do well. Then he's got Adelaide, Richmond, Freo, Giants. You know, he's got a really good run in. So I think he actually is almost an option, but we'll have to wait and see. Then you got Duncan here, good start, but I think I want to watch one more game of his to see if he's not going to get injured. He got off to 77 in the first half and then 50 in the second, so that's really good. Cam Guthrie, again, he's sort of coming back into the fold a little bit. I think we want to see another 1 or 2 rounds of him getting back into it, because then we can snap him up around 830 or so, 840k, if he's averaging 105 or so in his last. That will be 4 games, because he's gone, I think, 90, 96, 98, 111. So if he has another 2 good games, he'll be averaging around 102, 103 and be about that 840k range. Because if we look at Guthrie, actually, Guthrie, 794k. Last 3, if we look here, he's averaging 101, which is huge. And yeah, so that's definitely an option. And then Patrick Dangerfield, 104. Don't know how he ended up at 104, to be honest with you, after quite a bad first quarter. But, you know, he made up for it. Still, I don't think an option. Myers, 102. Just had a good last quarter. I wouldn't go for him. Isaac Smith, 99. Another good sort of player that's going to be sort of in and around that 90 score. So maybe later on in the season, the type of guy that you can get, because he does have that volatility up where the 1 or 2 games a year where he will go absolutely huge and take 10 to 15 marks, sort of similar to that Mason Wood style, where they get a lot of their points off of marks on the wing, etc. Then you got Tommy Hawkins, not the best game for him, but he's coming back into it, and that's probably a worry for the comp, that he's finally started almost to play his preseason games throughout the first couple rounds, and now he's starting to get back into it. Bose, again, another good round for him, but I just don't think at his price range now, with the fact that the break-evens are starting to make it even harder to get cash out of him, that I don't think he's an option. And then Tommy Stewart just didn't get the ball too much. He was on... who was he marked up on the whole day today? I'm guessing it was probably... I think it was Bruce, or was it? He just didn't get the ball too much, and that's the thing. And I think he had a couple of missed marks, etc., and he just didn't get there. But I think with them playing, who do they play next? Because I actually brought him in because I have confidence in him. They play West Coast next week. I don't think he'll be on Oscar Allen, because I think that'll be a job for Radicalia. So I think he gets sort of free run. And being at a small ground, I think it will help him a little bit. And then you've got Close, Radicalia, no one else really down here. I mean, yeah, even you can see here that, where is he? Ollie Henry came off came on in the second half and got 53 as a small forward. That's how much they dominated that game. He could have honestly kicked about 5 goals. That's the funny thing. He kicked, what, 1, 2, 3. I think he kicked 2 goals, 3 in it. And then onto the Hawthorn side here, you got Will Day, potential suspension. I think with the rubric that the MRO has, I think it's a 1-game suspension. Like, if you go over to my Twitter, I think I put up a tweet about it, and I had it at 1 game, as if I bring it up now, what I put. So I think it will be classed as careless, medium, and high, as it was a head to the ground type contact, and that is 1 game. And the only way I think that it's 2 is if they classify the impact as high contact, like as high. But I think high should, it with their with the way that they grade impacts, I'm pretty sure severe would be a like a concussion, like it's confirmed concussion. I'm pretty sure high would be a past concussion test, and I'm pretty sure medium should be a no warranted concussion like test needed, and that's the case with Will Day. There was no concussion test, I don't believe, so that's why I believe he's going to get a 1-gamer, and I think a 1-gamer will be a hold for anyone that has him. Still so much cash for him being there. I think if we look at break evens, I constantly look at this site. If we go to Day, Will Day's a 45 break even, which is just still, like, there's still 40-50k with him there, and he's priced at 727. So yeah, these prices are right over here. 727k. They're still 40k the next week. Like, even if we look at where is Will Day, like we look at this website, they have him topping out at 778, which is still another 50k, which will mean that I'll have gained, even though I jumped on him very late, I'll have gained over 110k out of Will Day. And yeah, so I think he's just a great pick now that I've been able to actually watch the Hawthorn games and watch him closely. Ward 96, I really liked how they used him, but I don't know if he's gettable. I think there's not much cash gen out of there, and I don't think he's volatile enough to be able to get those tons or big scores that the likes of Setterfield and stuff like that can get. Impey, he had the ball a lot because they just got swarmed, basically. Bruce came alive early to get a good score, but sort of fell away, I guess. Amond, I just don't like the role that he feels like he's just going to be left hung out to dry, I guess. He did kick a goal, I'm pretty sure. Was it 1? Yeah, it was just 1. And yeah, so he ended up getting 73. Warple still making a little bit of cash and somehow keeps his spot just because of injuries and suspensions and stuff like that he cannot, and just because he's a lower price as compared to like Duggan and McGrath, and he's still outscoring them or near enough outscoring them, so it's just more crucial to get my defenders fixed up, especially with the potential of Jinby being out, and I don't want the likes of Cowan and Wilmot to be on field. I'd rather just the one of them. Then you have Moore here, 66, Newcomb 64, Morris 60, Mackenzie ended up at 56, which was alright, still getting cash. That got him up another 25 or so K, I believe. Let's see what he got up. He got up 40k for that. That's very surprising. 40k for 33 beating his break even by, but that's great to see cash gen there. Magnus, and then Sicily, that's really good for me. I literally put it on my Twitter, like, I just hope Sicily gets injured. I didn't think he'd not get injured and put up the 49, which really helps me because basically now I can wait on Sicily for a week or two, because his break even now, if we look at Sicily, we go back here, Sicily is going to be a 132, so the break even that they have at the moment. Okay, so yeah, there's that, and I wonder if these break evens are actually the next game's break evens and not the previous. Let me see if I can. Nope, it won't let me do that. Okay. I can check that anyway outside of this and get back to you on another video whether that's the case. And then you have Sicily, so that he's not going to hit that break even for next week, and that'll mean that he will drop further. And I expect, if we go back to Sicily here, him to drop to 840, 830k. And that's the thing with him, is that you almost need him, but you don't want him to be your D1, D2. You want him to be your like D3, sort of D4 range, because he's going to have those absolute games where he drops a 130 or a 140, but he's also going to have those bad games where he has to mark up on the likes of, he was on Cameron the whole game, and Cameron just outrun him, and he looked absolutely spent, and that's the reason why he just couldn't get involved in any of the like kickouts or anything, because he was just absolutely spent. And then McDonald, no one else here looked really good. Meek, I suspect, should be suspended as well, because he's just gone the knee into Blicavs, and I believe, did he do it to Reece Stanley as well? Did he do it to, or is Reece Stanley out? No, I think he did it to both Ruckman, or he did it twice to Blicavs, and it's just, it's surely he's going to get a massive fine, or he's going to get suspended for a game or so, because it just wasn't on. And then, no one else here really did anything. Good thing I didn't go for Scrimshaw and Hardwick, as they dropped stinkers. And so good thing I didn't try and jump on them and really go for a risky one, as it seems like that was not a good option. So that's the video there and then. I'll come back to you guys with about the break evens and see if I can catch up with the round 3 break evens, like the before, because these seem to be updated for the round 5. I'll go to and try and find the round 4 break evens and see how they changed and how people increased in price, etc. So I'll get back to you guys on that, and we'll go to my AFL team review tomorrow, as long as some other stuff, and really get back into the swing of things, as it was a pretty bad round for most people, and I actually did pretty well, even though I only scored just over 2,000. So see you guys in another video. Thanks guys, goodbye.